Hello, and welcome to episode 16 of By Night, the series where I'll be covering every night and 24-hour bus route within Greater London. And tonight, you join me in New Addington, which is just a little bit to the southeast of Croydon, and indeed, if that name's familiar, it's because of those things. New Addington is on the end of one of the eastern branches of the trams. In fact, I got a tram in tonight. So, yeah. So, I didn't even realise the trams ran this late, first of all. I got on the tram in East Croydon at like 10 past midnight or something, quarter past midnight. Oh, it's gone completely dark. I'm good at this whole filming at night thing. You'd think, like, some 4 months into this series, that I might be better at filming in the dark, but evidently not. So, yes, and we're down in New Addington, because New Addington does get a 24-hour bus route. It gets the 64 up to Thornton Heath Pond. And yes, if you caught last episode 15, where we did the N109, this week we're tackling the N250, and that will be the end of Croydon. I won't need to come back for the series, which is nice. It's always nice to get an area ticked off, and it's also just nice to get Croydon ticked off, because Croydon's Croydon. Now, I actually have no idea where I'm picking my 64 up. I'm just mindlessly wandering through a car park at, like, New Addington's, like, shopping area. It's certainly interesting. It's a nice little area, I can't lie. It's got a new town feel to it, which I must say has a certain charm to it, even if not quite the same as a village. But yeah, so this sort of area, this sort of main shopping area, if you will, in New Addington is called Central Parade, and I must say, it's quite nice. It definitely has that new town vibe to it, which, if you're familiar with places like Milton Keynes, Hemel Hempstead, that sort of thing, imagine that, but on a much smaller scale. Am I being let through? I am being let through. Very nice. So, I'm just making my way to the stop where I'll be picking up the 64, which is at the other end of Central Parade. And yeah, we'll be getting that into Croydon. We'll be getting the N250 up to Brixton. And then the 345 from Brixton across to Clapham Junction. And then up on the 344 to London Bridge, where, depending on what time it is, we'll either be doing the 149 up to Edmonton Green, and then again, I've walked into darkness, Anywho, we'll either be doing the 149 up to Edmonton Green, and then the 102 across to Golders Green, or the 47 down to Catford Bridge. If we do the 47 to Catford Bridge, I will probably be sticking on the 344 up to Liverpool Street, so that's going to be a decision I make when I get to Clapham. But for now, it's time to get on the 64 from New Addington up to Croydon, and it's really dark. You're now joining me on Arriva London's ES26, one of their right strip deck electroliners on a very bumpy section of road, I have to say, coming out of New Addington. So yes, the 64, it's one of London's 24-hour regular daytime services. There are a lot of those, and I have way more of them to cover in this series than I have in prefix night buses. So expect more of them going forward as I try and balance things out, get more of them done. But the 64. So the 64 runs from a random residential street in New Addington that it just turns back in somehow, through New Addington, then up to Addington Village Interchange, which is also for the trams, then through Forestdale, Selsdon, South Croydon, through Croydon Town Centre, and then up to Thornton Heath Pond where it terminates. And it runs with these buses all day. Another one just went that way, and they are lovely. These buses conform. How much do they conform to the future bus spec? They have the wood effect floors, they have high back seating, and they have skylights, but they don't have seat back stop buttons. As you can see, the poles go all the way through to the back, so it's like a 3/4 future bus spec. I didn't realise that any of the specific options were optional, but there are so many of these partially future bus spec buses out that surely it must be a TfL thing, that they don't have to do all of it. But anywho, the 64, very nice little service, very thoughtful addition to the network. If only the same thought could be applied to Carshalton and give them 24-hour service on the 127 or 407. But apparently, New Addington gets the extra thought, but Carshalton doesn't. So, let's get back to the B-roll.
Addington Village Interchange. Croydon Station.
And I've now made it to Croydon Town Centre off of the 64. Now I've been dropped a stop further than I wanted. I did press the bell, but for some reason the guy just blew past the stop I wanted. Well, these things happen. So yes, I'm in Croydon Town Centre. I'm walking down the main drag again. This is all very similar to last week, isn't it? In fact, I'm picking up the N250 from the same stop that I picked up the N109 last week. So, you know, deja vu. But the N250 is a very different route to the 109, to the N109. and it's also not much changed from the regular 250. Obviously I'll get more into that on the bus, or in post if it's busy, but yeah, it feels like a really odd one to have a night bus for, rather than just run the standard thing 24 hours. Especially because if we do the 102, there are bigger changes to bus routes that they don't count as a separate night bus. But again, that's if we get to the 102 tonight, and if we don't, whenever we get to the 102 in future. But for now, let's get to the N250.
N250 to Brixton.
And you've now joined me on Arriva London's T149 on the 250, not 250, N250, which we're taking all the way up to Brixton tonight. So we have that N prefix. The difference between the 250 and the N250 is literally just the bit in Croydon. The N250 terminates over at West Croydon bus station. Did I say N? The regular 250 terminates at West Croydon bus station back there, way back there. Whereas the N250 terminates at the town centre, Fairfield Halls, which is just a little bit back there. We're now doing this weird dance around East Croydon Station. I don't know quite why this route does this. It would almost make more sense to start it from East Croydon Station, but what do I know? I'm just a weird person who rides night buses for fun. So, you know, do with that info what you will. But yeah, we're coming into East Croydon now. Yeah, this batch of buses, they're 15 years old, and they are not great, to say the least. But anywho, as we're coming past East Croydon Station, which is over there, I'll get to some B-roll.
East Croydon Station. Croydon University Hospital. Brixton Road, London Road. N250 to Brixton. Whitehorse Manor, Brixton site.
I have now made it to Brixton. Brixton station is over there. That roundel on the glass above the entrance is supposedly the largest roundel found anywhere on the London Underground network. Nice little claim to fame. I am walking up to Brixton Academy, where I'll be catching the 345 down to Clapham Junction. The full 345 runs from Peckham to South Kensington. So I'll just be doing the middle bit, if you will. Wait, does the 88 come through here? Is it on diversion? I've just seen an 88. I don't remember the 88 coming through here. But it does go through Stockwell, so maybe? Yeah, there's an 88 over there. That's an 88. It's just gotten very loud. I'm also passing under the mess of railway lines that is the junction of the Chatham Main Line and the South London Line through Brixton. So that's always fun. The South London Line being host to the London Overground's Suffragette Line, one of its branches. There's an N109 over there. Always nice to see. Plenty of night bus provision through Brixton because it is quite jumping as an area, especially these days. It's becoming kind of like a Shoreditch or Camden of the south, but with its own unique character, I must stress. It's not just being generically gentrified, it is actually quite nice. Certainly these days, less so when I was growing up. Brixton was one of those places that, you know, you did not go, and if you had to go, you went with caution. But these days, Brixton is significantly nicer. Right, so in classic me fashion, I've gotten myself in a bit of a pickle. Turns out, there's a diversion on that's not on bus times. I know, why am I relying on bus times for my service information? It's community driven. Never rely on community driven things for vital service information, as useful as community driven projects like bus times can be. But yeah, no, they're not. Oh wait, there's a diversion information thing on this bus stop. What does it say? Yeah, no, it was on the timetable board the whole time and I trusted bus times. Yeah, I just saw the 345 that I was planning to get turn down the main road rather than coming through the academy. And I don't know why. Because like the N2 is still coming down here. There's an N2 to Crystal Palace. But yeah, so I'm now half an hour back. Great. That's fun, in that it's not. Okay, so new plan. Not getting stranded in Brixton. That's not something I wanted to do this series. I'm alone this time again. I'm going to skip the 345 and 344. Come back to those another time. And go and get the 35 over from Lambeth Town Hall, which hopefully I'll have time to make. So I'm walking back down the main drag in Brixton. And yes, so we're going to skip the 345, 344, get the 35 instead up to either Liverpool Street or Shoreditch, depending on where it terminates. And then go over to Lewisham on the 47, and then finish off on the N89 and do the suburban section of that all the way out to Erith. So yes, I think that works out fairly well. I was hoping to get all of that, to get the 47 and N89 done off of the 344. I would have had time for it, but you know, I was hoping to have that big reveal drop at Clapham. The plan has been ruined because I'm an idiot. Don't be an idiot, especially when you're dealing with night buses.
Brixton Station.
You guys know where we need to get off, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's not leaving Brixton. Brixton, no.
And you now join me on Go Ahead London's EH116 on the 35. So the 35 is one of London's 24-hour services, as you can tell by the fact that it doesn't have an N prefix. And the 35 runs from Clapham Junction to Shoreditch via Clapham Common, Brixton, Camberwell, Elephant and Castle, London Bridge, and London Liverpool Street Station. Now, if you're going between Clapham Junction and London Liverpool Street Station, despite its very low number, the 35 is not the most direct way to do it. The most direct bus between Clapham Junction Station and Liverpool Street is actually the 344, a route with a much higher number, and that oddity of the network always, amuses me a little bit. So, yeah, the 35, I mean, there's not much to say about it because it's a 24-hour sort of daytime service. It doesn't have a sort of difference in operation overnight. Does it run particularly frequently during the day? Let me check. Not particularly. It's every 8 to 10 minutes, which is on the higher end of what we would expect for a mainline bus here in London. Overnight, on weekends, it does run every 15 minutes, although I did it on a Friday night. Was that any different? No. What is it on a weekday night then? Is it every half hour? No. Okay. There's something to talk about. It's every 15 minutes on weekday nights as well as weekends. So, yeah. The 35, very good overnight connection to have. Especially seeing as, the fact that it is less direct means it is quite a good service around South London as well. Elephant and Castle to Brixton, that's a nice connection to have. Clapham to Camberwell, also very nice to have. So, the 35, it's a good route. I like the 35.
Inner London Crown Court. Monument Station. Liverpool Street Station.
And I have now made it to Shoreditch off of the 35. Post me was doing the route commentary, it was quite busy. But you get to see a full run through ENC with me talking in the background. So, one up, one down. I'm just walking over to Shoreditch High Street Station, where I can pick up the 47, which will take us down to Lewisham, where we will catch the N89 out to Erith, where we'll finish tonight's adventures. Right, I see Shoreditch High Street Station. It's quite easy to spot from this road. So, yes, Shoreditch High Street Station, easy to spot because there's like a massive arched bridge over the road. That's not quite... Oh no, that is Shoreditch High Street Station. I can see the box. Shoreditch High Street Station is like weird. It's above ground. It's obviously above ground. It's elevated, but it's in this big concrete box. So almost when you're on the platform, if you couldn't see the daylight coming through either end, you'd almost feel like you're on the underground bit of the East London line section of the Suffragette line. So yes, so yeah, I'm just going up to the where the 47 starts, and yeah, it's down to Lewisham, then across to Erith. The 47, I've already seen what I'm going to be having on it. And it's, if you know, another callback to last week, it's one of those Volvo ADL cursed creations, the B5LH Enviro 400 MMC. So, I'll see you on board. And you now join me on Stagecoach London's 13093 on the 47, which runs from Shoreditch High Street Station over to Catford Bus Garage, which is actually in Bellingham. And it runs via Liverpool Street Station, London Bridge, Bermondsey, Canada Water, Deptford and Lewisham. We'll be getting it tonight as far as Lewisham, and yes, there's no N, it's a regular 24-hour service. So let's get to the B room.
London Bridge. To Bellingham, Catford Bus Garage. Drummond Road. For your safety, please cross the cycle lane with caution. Canada Water Bus Station. To Bellingham, Catford Bus Garage. Lower Road, Surrey Quays Station. For your safety, please cross the cycle lane with caution. Church Street, Creek Road. Elverson Road.
And so, with the sun just starting to rise, I've now made it to Lewisham, a place that we've been before in the series, I believe. Yes, we have, certainly in episode... I mean, we were here in episode 1, but I don't know if we've been back since. We might have done. But we're here to get on the final route for the night, which will be the N89, which we're going to get all the way down through the suburbs, all the way out to its very end at Erith. So yeah, Lewisham doesn't need much introduction because we've been here before. But over there is Lewisham Station for southeastern suburban services to places such as Dartford, Hayes, and I think there might be some Orpington trains that come through here. I'm not sure. certainly Dartford and Hayes at least. And yeah, and for DLR services to Bank and Stratford via Canary Wharf. So yes, Lewisham again. It's Lewisham. We've been here before. How many times do I need to say that? Just once. I keep saying it. But yeah, N89 next to Erith, where we'll be finishing off.
safety, please cross the cycle lane with caution. Way. For your safety, please cross the cycle lane with caution. Red line lane. Oxeyswood, Woodlands Farm.
Right, well, you join me not in Bexley Heath, but in Welling, on the Shooters Hill Road. There is EH174, the bus that we were on, and as you can see, there's this suspiciously wet line leading back to the bus. So this is, I'm pretty sure by now, a running fault with the entire ADL E40H platform of hybrid double-decker buses. Where they will just dump their coolant all over the road without warning. I don't know why. All I know is I've seen this happen 4 times now. Once on Stagecoach, once with Transport UK, twice with go ahead. So this isn't an operator thing, this isn't a maintenance thing, this is an E40H thing, if it's happened on 3 different operators just that I've seen. That's not good. Just Alexander Dennis, fix your bus. But yeah, so I don't know what the plan is. Maybe we end it here, maybe there'll be a rescue bus, or it'll be the next N89. But yeah, not ideal. There were fumes, I don't know whether they were smoke or steam, coming off the bus when we got off. So, you know, this fault could go bad if a light breaks on the dashboard. So, it's now 10 to 7 in the morning, and I've come to the promenade in Erith, overlooking the Thames. Isn't it nice? I'm being backlit because the sun's over there. There's the sun. But yes, I've come to Erith. Not on the N89, because that one was the last one. So, yeah. Basically, because I didn't get to do my, you know, bit on the route itself, the N89, we have that N prefix, extends the 89, which runs from Lewisham to Slade Green, via Blackheath, Shooters Hill, Bexley Heath. Yeah, those 3. Extends that north out up to here at Erith, and then west from Lewisham to Trafalgar Square via New Cross and probably a bunch of other places. Bus times has just died, so I can't check. Things are not going well this morning. But I have made it to Erith off of the first daytime 89, and a 229. And yeah, so I mean, I made it to Erith, but not on an N89, because it dumped its coolant all over Shooters Hill Road, which is not good. That's not how a bus should behave. I think that goes without saying. So, Alexander Dennis needs to look into that big time, because, yeah, in my mind, that's only a matter of time before something goes incredibly wrong. And, yeah, that's just, no. Again, that's the 4th time I've seen such a fault occur on an ADL Enviro 400 hybrid or hybrid MMC. And it's not good, considering that all 4 of these occurrences that I've seen happened within the last 8 months. So, yeah, it's not good at all. Because, you know, at the best case is that the bus gets curtailed and you have to get the bus behind. The worst case is the thing goes up. Which, what's that over there? Oh, it's a 469. That sounds really rough for an MMC. Anyway, the sun is, like, literally over there. It's right in my eyes. But yeah, I mean, we made it to Erith, so I guess we have to do an outro. So yes, tonight, recap, tonight and this morning, we covered the, where did we start? Honestly, the thing with the N89s just occupied all of my brain. I think understandably. So, we started on the... It actually escaped me. We started on the... Seriously, it's gone. On the 64, of course. The 64 from New Addington up to Croydon Town Centre. And then onto the N250 out, up even, to Brixton. There I nearly got stranded because my fault. I was dumb. I didn't look at the timetable board, which had better information than bus times, which again has just died. So that's fun. So instead of getting the 344 and the 345, we got the 35 straight up to Shoreditch, and then onto the 47 down to Lewisham, where we got onto the ill-fated EH174 on the N89, which I'd intended to get all the way up here to Erith, but again, because of the coolant leak, got dropped off at Welling, bus stopped at Welling, and had to get the first daytime 89 over to Fraser Road, because the daytime 89 doesn't go all the way into Erith, and then a 229 just over here, because this looked like a nice place to film, by the water. Who doesn't love filming by the water? So yes, I'm gonna head back to Acton now, and edit this mess of an episode. Somehow, I think episode 16 has gone a little bit worse than episode 13, but it only went bad, like really bad right at the end. And like one of the mess ups was my fault. So maybe not as bad as episode 13, but certainly up there with the poor luck that I've been experiencing this series. There's a really loud bird. But yeah, so I think all that remains to be said is I will see you on Monday from City Bus Manager on the South Coast, on Thursday from City Bus Manager once again in West Scotland, and next week from By Night. Bye bye.